Let's continue our conversation with Tunde Obasan. He's the national chair of the Conservative Black Congress of Canada. He's also the Conservative nomination candidate for Edmonton Strathcona. Hi there. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me tonight.
So we just heard there from Hannah some of the things that Aaron O'Toole has to achieve tonight. I want to point out, CBC's poll tracker. If the election were to be held today, the Liberals could narrowly win a majority government, according to that. So in your eyes, when you're watching this convention, how important is this week's events?
I'm personally excited to be part of this largest convention in Conservative Party history with 5,500 people, joining across the country. That has been very, very impressive. And, I've been following the policy debates in the last hours, and it's very, very interesting. And people are optimistic they believe that this new change that is coming up is going to impact Canadians positively. And when we look at how people, the pandemic has not allowed the campaign to go the usual way, people are used to. This is a new environment. This is a new political environment for everyone. Nobody have gone through this before. And, all parties are trying to figure out what is going to work in terms of getting the message out there to Canadians. And the Conservative Party, under the leadership of Honorable Aaron O'Toole, they are doing really well in making sure that we use every platform to get the message out there. And I believe that this is going to work out really well. Hopefully, we hope the pandemic ends soon. But even within the pandemic, the party is ready to launch the positive campaign and go into the next election that we think might happen anytime soon.
Right. And we heard Hannah talk about the importance of unity and, Aaron O'Toole showing the type of conservative that he is. You're the chair of the Conservative Black Congress. Do you think that the party has done enough to be inclusive and to show that it is a party for all conservatives?
Yeah, generally I believe because somebody like me, Black Canadian, I've felt very welcome within the Conservative Party since I joined the party, and that is something that's very, very impressive. And we look at the convention that is ongoing right now. I'm proud that my good friend Dr. Leston Lewis is one of the MC for our convention that started earlier today. That shows you that the party is very inclusive. Right. And when we launched the Conservative Black Congress of Canada in January 2021, we had Aaron O'Toole join the event from the beginning to the end of the event because he wanted to listen to us. He wanted to make sure that, diverse voices are heard. And that is what the party is doing, a lot of work to make sure that diversity of opinion, it's allowed within the party. That is why we proud ourselves as the big blue tent, and that is really working. Everybody feel comfortable regardless of their, regardless of different opinions on different issues. So people feel comfortable to be part of the organization or that party that allows them to have different opinion on different issues.
But the party still does need its social conservative votes. I mean, we saw Derek Sloan booted out of the party for, among other things, accepting a political donation from a white supremacist. But he's also, previously tweeted about whether Canada's chief medical officer, Theresa Tam, worked for the Chinese government. And, some conservatives weren't happy to see him go. So does the party have to kind of pick its lane? Can it have it both ways when it comes to social conservatives and being inclusive?
One thing we have to agree is this: when you become a leader, you are a leader over everyone. And when you become a prime minister, you are not just a prime minister over, people who believe in this social issue this way or people who believe in the other way. You are a leader and prime minister over everyone. And I believe that Aaron O'Toole, the man I know, will be able to represent everyone and prove himself to be a leader over all Canadians and not over certain segment within the party. I'm a social conservative, and I'm proud to be that. And, and I respect other people who doesn't share my own values, right? So they have that right to believe, other way. And that is what we stand for. We allow everybody to believe what they believe and to stand for what they stand for. And so the party is doing whatever the party can do to make sure that everyone feel welcome, regardless of where you stand on certain issues, and you allow other people to also believe on their own stance as well.
I want to ask quickly, because you mentioned Leslyn Lewis. I understand yourself, voted for her, but your group, the Conservative Black Congress of Canada, didn't endorse her for leadership. And some people might be surprised to hear that. What does that say about the complexity of racial identity? I think maybe there's an assumption that your race says something about where you might stand on certain issues.
Thank you for bringing that up. Just a bit of correction there. The organization that did not endorse Leslyn Lewis was not the Conservative Black Congress of Canada, but it was actually the Association of Black Conservatives. Okay, they endorsed Erin O'Toole. Yeah, at that point, the Conservative Black Congress has not, been launched at that point, because we launched this new organization in January of 2021. So I'm the chair of the organization, but at that point, I supported Leslyn Lewis, not because she was a Black Canadian, but because what she stands for. She stands for what most Canadians, were able to resonate with. As at a point, when we were during the campaign mode, we were speaking with liberals, we were speaking with Democrats, who will tell you that, okay, if Leslyn is going to be your leader, I will consider voting Conservative in the next election. The reason is because she was able to put the message out there that, no, I'm going to be a leader for everyone. You have that freedom to believe what you believe, different from what I believe. And people like that about her. That sincerity of opinion, that sincerity of what she stands for without any hidden agenda. That is what Canadians are looking for. So,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Tunde Obasan is the National Chair of the Conservative Black Congress of Canada and a Conservative nomination candidate for Edmonton Strathcona. Thanks for speaking with us tonight.
Thank you so much for the time.